Here we are. Welcome to the Suzuka circuit for Week 9 action of the Pro Mazda Championship. All coverage today is on RaceSpotTV, streaming live on iRacing Live as we're currently in qualifying with just over 5 minutes remaining in the session. We are back with the hungriest open wheel community in the sim racing community as some of the most competitive sim racers and one of the friendliest cars out there, I could say, if you get it right. They all prepare to battle again as we welcome you to Suzuka, Japan. 5.8 kilometers, 3.6 miles, figure of 8 layout, 18 turns around the circuit, 8 of those to the left, the other 10 to the right. Now that will challenge the drivers today for 16 laps of racing action. Pit lane lost time around about 20 to 25 seconds. These drivers are not expected to make a pit stop, albeit if there is damage, front wing damage perhaps at the start as we travel through those tight first few corners into the S's. That's a possibility. With 18.9 liters of fuel, we mentioned they will be able to make from start to finish without a stop. And this beautiful sunny skies we have out here today. 28-degree track temp here for qualifying. And currently, Julian Dunn heads up provisional pole position with a 1 minute 54.773. Jonathan Simon in the commentary booth alongside Paul Smith for today's event. Hugo Luis behind the scenes in production. Now, Paul, here we are at Suzuka, a circuit where I've never been able to pick a favorite corner here. Every single corner is just absolutely sublime and absolutely challenging.
Oh, it's absolutely brilliant. It's a historic circuit and one that just oozes skill, talent, and dedication, because that's what you need to get around here in a fast manner, that's for sure. I've always liked the S-curves at the start of the lap. It's a really challenging section of the track. It tightens up on each corner, so you've got to get your line right, because if you get your line wrong through one part of it, it then just multiplies all the way through. So really challenging section to then go into the Dunlop curve. But spoon curve, always a fun one. You can maybe make a move through there, but your car understeers a lot. And then, of course, 130R. I mean, you don't really need to say anything about that corner. It's a challenging track. It's not the widest of tracks either, so we're going to see some close, hard-fought action here. The slipstream can come into effect as well, and certainly it's going to be a fun race to watch.
Yeah, definitely. So qualifying is 7 minutes of action, or 8 minutes of action. It's in between 2 laps maximum for these drivers, and we follow Julian Dunn as he comes through the final corner across the line. Can he snatch pole position away from Martin Arnoldas? He does. A 1 minute 54.553. So Arnoldas there is coming towards 130R. Now he stole that provisional pole away from Julian Dunn. Will he snatch it back again? Here he comes through the Casio triangle. Oh, spot on with the curbs. Through the final corner. Stays to the right-hand side to minimize the track distance. Here he comes, Martin Arnoldas for a pole position. Not enough. He improves his time, but he will remain on the front row for now. Jose Plaguazelos is in the 3rd position, followed by Samuel Clark there. How about that pole for qualifying? We still have a few drivers out there, but we're coming towards the closing stages of the session.
Yeah, the clock ticking down at the moment, and well, really, look at how close that time is between the top two. Just 0.05 of a second, 500ths of a second between first and second place. This is going to be a fantastic race, that's for sure, with those two being so close. There are a couple of drivers still on track, just trying to set a final time. And in fact, Ashley Beard, now that's a name that I do recognise, and he's struggling out here. In fact, he's pretty much over with his qualifying here, and he's not set a qualifying time. One of 4 people who didn't set a time.
Yeah, and spectacularly as well, last season's champion of Gabriel Perez has not set a time either, so he will start no greater than the 18th position. Beard is in the pit lane. Rademacher comes across the line. He's only good enough for P15. We wait for David Dendelo, who is, I don't think he's going to make it across the line here. How long's he got? He's got 15 seconds, right? He's
run out of laps as well, so he's just going to park it now. It's just a little bit of extra practice there towards the end of the session.
Well, he's parked it in the wrong pit lane, I'll tell you what. So he's they're going to have to start that car again. I don't know what they're going to do there. He's just going to escape and return back. That's qualifying all but over. Let's have a look at the results for Week 9 of the Pro Mazda Championship. So Julian Dunn shares the front row with Martin Arnoldus. Those two very close in the times. They're followed on the second row with Jose Pleguezuelos and Samuel Clark. Aurelian Jimelowitz and Massimiliano Cherubin share that third row of the grid. Peter Huggins, Carlos Quelles on the fourth row. Harley Lewis, good qualifying time with a 55.2. It's very close between P1 to P9. And then Ismael Hernandez about 1 second behind, just under, from Julian Dunn in pole position. The rest of the field, Vicente Roig in 11th, followed by David Dendelo in the 12th position. We're following him towards the end of the session, parking in the wrong pit lane. Craig Ridley and Morani Elasius in P13 and 14. Jeroen Rademacher and Eric Jaeger, the last two to set lap times. Not competitive, but still able to jump ahead of Ashley Beard, last season's champion of Gabriel Perez, and Matthew Vincenti and Claude Lessard will take to the grid. Let's have a quick look at the championship standings as well. Currently on top, it's Martin Arnoldus, and he's got a great advantage here ahead of Gabriel Perez as they're currently fighting for that championship lead. Who's going to win this race, Paul, before we head to the red lights?
I'm going to just throw it in the hat there in the ring and say Martin Arnoldus. He's got a good chance starting on second place on the grid, on the dirty side of the grid, but I think he'll have a good chance at the win.
Here we go now. We're all getting ready to set for the grid. It will be 16 laps of on-track action. Julian Dunn is on pole position. He's got about 380 meters from pole position to the apex at turn 1. We're waiting for the lights to illuminate sometime soon. Only Claude Lessard at the back of the grid hasn't taken to the starting grid. He's only got a few seconds to go. There's Claude. He's joined. And here we go. Red lights to illuminate. And we go green for 16 laps of action. What a start from Jose Pleguezuelos. He already jumps ahead of Martin Arnoldus. He's on the outside line though. Can he have a shot here at the lead on Julian Dunn? They all head into the first corner. Couple of drivers scrapping behind. Samuel Clark's dropped down to the 5th position. He's been jumped by Massimilio Cherubin. And right behind there, they all start to form up as they head through the S's.
Yeah, certainly great action going up through the S's here. Everyone's just trying to get themselves sorted out and trying to get as many positions at the start here. But they'll all have to sort of narrow down to single file through the final part heading into Dunlop now. But look at that, Julian Dunn out front, 4/10 of a second he's got at the moment. But it's a battle for third place. Cherubin and Arnoldus really close together at the moment as they head into the Degners now.
Yep, the Degners a very difficult set of corners. They're going to head to the hairpin. A real good overtaking opportunity. What about Ismael Hernandez in P10? He's up the inside of Harley Lewis. Those two almost collide into the hairpin. There's Harley Lewis sending it deep. He's got the inside line. Does he have the traction on the exit? Hernandez going for the up and under. And now he's going to be on the outside on this back straight here, heading into Spoon Curve. What can Hernandez do? To be very close here. Braking battle. Oh, alongside each other. And there's Harley Lewis taking off the racetrack. What a battle there, Paul. It's still not over, but Hernandez will close the line. And Lewis has to watch out here because Vicente Roig is right behind. And
Roig's going to get the run here. He got out onto the bumps there on the exit of Spoon. It's so difficult. And the AstroTurf there as well. Very slippy. He's able to just hold on as they're going to 130R now. Absolutely flat out. 100% throttle through there. Onto the brakes now. For the first time through the Casio Triangle. We've still got that battle for second place going on. Martin Arnoldus now pushing on, trying to get that second place there, Johnny.
Yep, here's Arnoldus. He needs this for the championship. Gabriel Perez is currently in the 14th position on the first lap. Here's Arnoldus though, the fight for P2 around the outside and gives ample amount of space for Jose Pleguezuelos, who now suffers. He's under attack from Cherubin behind. Looking for the outside line into the first of the S's, but there's no room there for the both of them. And they have to form up here through this section. Lots of scrapping there, Paul. It was a very uneventful first few corners, and then it started to really heat up as the lap progressed, opposite of what you normally see at Suzuka.
Yeah, absolutely. Carlos Quelles as well went wide at turn number 2, ended up in the runoff there, but luckily nowadays it's tarmac runoff there, so he kept his foot in, kept that 8th place, but he's dropped back away from Peter Huggins now, so definitely disadvantaged with that. As they run wide again through second Degner, and he's under intense pressure now from Ismael Hernandez.
Yep, Hernandez, He's very feisty in these opening laps. How about this battle for P4 right now? Jimlewicz, he's up the inside of Massimiliano Cherubin. Cherubin's actually lost a few positions here because Samuel Clark finds himself in the 4th position. So something's gone wrong for Massimiliano.
It was down at the hairpin. That's what it was. He lost the 1st position from Samuel Clark, and then Jimlewicz said, oh, well, thank you. I'll take the advantage here as well.
Yeah, so they continue away. At least we have all cars, all 20 that started this race within... Well, we don't have the gaps on at the moment. I was about to say it, but they're all within a very close margin of each other. Here they go into the Casio triangle. Jimlewicz up the inside there of Samuel Clark. Oh, what a move there. And Samuel Clark's butchered the exit. Where's Clark gone? He's off the racetrack. Does he have terminal damage? Oh, that looks like that's suspension damage, Paul. He's going to have to be out of this race, I think. He parks it. The event is over, and we have our first retirement of the event for Samuel Clark. Yeah,
that was it. He was trying to give room through the Casio triangle, got up on the curb, and then there's contact between him and Jimlewicz, and that's caused him serious damage, and he's out this race.
Yeah, I mean, Massimiliano Cherubin there, maybe he's got suspension damage, who knows, but he's the one who really collected him there. We also have problems for Harley Lewis, who's dropped behind quite a bit too. Carlos Quelles is out of the event too.
Yeah, Harley Lewis in turn number 2 got into the back of Quelles. So definitely a bit of shenanigans going on here now in the 2nd lap of the race. We kept it nice and clean that 1st lap. This 2nd lap has got a bit heated now.
Yep, so unfortunate for them, but our 2 championship challengers in Arnaldus and Perez are still in the event. Now, how about this? Gabriel Perez, currently in P10. He started this race from the 18th position. Brilliant start for Gabriel Perez to this event. He's only about 6 seconds from the lead at the moment. It's so tight-knit. And this stage of the race now, the drivers just have to watch out that they don't keep tripping over each other. How about the lead, though, Paul? Have a look at this. 0.3 of a second, the gap between Julian Dunn and Martin Arnaldus. And these are 2 very strong drivers in the Pro Mazda. Here they are through 130R.
Always impressive through 130R. Look at that. And look, he's making the moves. He's looking to the outside, trying to get the run into the Casio triangle. He's trying to compromise. The leaders run through the Casio triangle to get the run out there, but a little twitch there from Arnaldus on the exit of the chicane. He's going to have the slipstream here, but I don't think he's going to be able to get past his ear. Well, he's got a good slipstream. And look behind as well. They're all together. Battle for the lead, and it's 3 wide behind as well.
Yep, the lead. What's going to happen? We're going to keep an eye on the drivers behind. The lead remains stagnant. How about this into turn 1, though? The battle for P4. Oh! Contact! And that's Ismael Hernandez off into the gravel. Oh, goodness me. He's touched the wall slightly as well. And surprisingly, he continues. How about that, Paul? But that was just inevitable. Those drivers were so feisty behind. We also have battling continuing in front of him. It looked like, not sure if that was Craig Ridley or somebody else, but Amrani Elias behind too. But man, for Hernandez, talk about that incident. That was hard to judge there.
Well, it looked like he was trying to take a later sort of apex, but taking that wide line, and the car on the inside was just drifting out slightly, and that's where the contact was made. I'm amazed that there's no suspension damage there, to be honest, for Hernandez. He has got front wing damage, as Gabriel Perez as well now. Look at how he's closed up now to the back of David Denelo. So this is all happening now. All of a sudden, this race has come alive here, Jonathan.
Yeah, exactly. So Gabriel Perez, chipping away slowly. He's not trying to do things he can't do. Into the spoon curve. And, oh, look at that for Dendelo. He had a twitch on the apex, and that's just opened the door for Gabriel Perez as they head through the exit. So Perez here, this will slot himself up into P8. And he's still alongside David Endelo. Is this going to be a side-by-side battle into 130R? In front as well, Massimilio Cherubin and Jimlewicz battle away. Perez makes it through, though. Is it signed, sealed, delivered? How about Ashley Beard behind too?
And we'll look at the race lead as well, because that's got really close together again. Julian Dunn having to go defensive down the pit straight. We've got a drag race on once again, heading towards turn number 1. And I think Arnoldus has got it done this time, has he? That goes side by side through turn number 1. And Arnoldus is still behind the leader of Julian Dunn. And he's run wide there. That could have compromised him. He's able to hold on there, but now he's going to come under serious pressure from behind.
Yeah, look at Jose Pleguezuelos. He's ready to pounce, but I think he's playing the smart game right now. He's just waiting to see what happens to these two in front. But Julian Dunn is just absolutely robust when it comes to defending. What about Peter Huggins here? He's right behind Jim Lewis. They're heading through, what's that, the Dunlop curve, right? They're heading through Dunlop into Degner. And Huggins, well, he's lost a lot of time through the Degner curves. It's one of those complexer corners, Paul.
Lead!
That bravery, what's happened?
Yeah, the race lead, side by side, through the hairpin, and this is going to allow third place now to get involved in this one. It's on the inside, is Arnoldus, sorry, and well, he's got the lead now.
Julian Dunn, is this a double whammy? What about Jose Pleguezuelos? Is his third to first? Julian Dunn up the inside. He's going to drop down to second in the end, although he damage limitation. He stays in front of Jose Pleguezuelos, but Martin Arnoldus has the advantage coming out of Spoon Curve. This is lap 5 of 16 of the event, and they really have to, I mean, oh, what happened to Julian Dunn? He slowed down on the straight. What reaction there from Jose Pleguezuelos. Did you see that? He just backed off the throttle at the last second. Just brilliant reaction.
I tell you what, lightning is how I would describe his reactions there. I don't know what happened there, but wow, that was really close to a massive, massive accident. And Arnoldus, we're just hearing that his pit limiter went on the straight there, so that's what happened, and that's why they had to have the reactions there. Look at P4 as well, 3 wide once again down towards turn number 1.
Yep, plenty of straight line speed for Aurelian there. He's in the yellow and black car, and he just gets ahead of Massimiliano Cherubin through turn number 1 and 2 and into the S's right now. Peter Huggins can't do anything about it. What about Vincent Roig? He's ready to pounce on this battle. So this battle for the lead is between P1 to 3, and then we have a nice scrap for P4. And then rest of the drivers behind trying to file in. Now, look who's about to join this battle for P4, Paul. It's Gabriel Perez. He's on the back of the train.
Yeah, and it's just that slow progress, as you mentioned. He's making his way forward here. And it shows, you know, the caliber of the driver of being able to win a championship. You've got to be able to just pull your way through if you don't get a good qualifying, and it's a sign of a good driver to be able to do that, and that's certainly what he's doing today. His next target is Vincent Roig in front of him in that number 3 car, and he's just seen that car just getting bigger and bigger in his vision coming forward, but he's dragging Ashley Beard along as well with him, so, and David Denelo as well, so big train of cars here from 4th to 10th.
Yeah, exactly. So, oh, thought drivers collided in Spoon. It was just my vision there. I think I need to get my eyes checked. They all continue away. So, right now, on lap 6 of 16 of the event, Arnoldus leads by a couple of tenths. Now, that advantage has gone to pieces because look at Julian Dunn. Whoa, sails past through 130R through the Casio Triangle. Arnoldus defends well, but Dunn has the inside line into the final chicane. What can Jose Pleguezuelos do here? 3 wide battle, possibly heading into the first corner. They begin another lap. It's lap 7 of 16. This is 10 laps remaining as they cross the line. Battle for P4 heading up. Have a look at this for the lead. Arnoldus defends the inside line quite aggressively, and Julian Dunn sails past into the first couple corners, and he remains, well, he reclaims the lead once again, and through the S's they go. What about that battle for P4? Everybody's still scrapping away behind. Oh, into the S's too. And it looks like it's Massimiliano Cherubin into P4.
Oh! Third place is round in the S's. It's in the wall. Jose, what on earth has happened there? We'll have to have a look at that one. And I think he's just lost control. He's gone in a little bit too quick into the final part of the S's here, Johnny.
Oh, what a race it was for Jose Pleguezuelos. And now he's out of contention for that win. He's rejoined the racetrack actually in P15, so he's got some work to do. He's right behind Amrani Elias. And they're heading into the Degner curves. One car off into the Degner curves too. It looks like that's Ismael Hernandez once again. So Hernandez, who had troubles earlier on in the event, he's off, rejoins again. Battle for the lead. Dunn and Arnoldus very close now, Paul.
I tell you what, I thought Dunn made a mistake going into the chicane, though. He should have done what Arnoldus had done a couple of times previous, and you know, sort of maybe just cut in, compromise the line of Arnoldus through that chicane to get the run out of it, rather than going side by side through it. But it worked out in the end. He got the move done down into turn number 1. Now it's just those two, 5.3 seconds ahead of now third place Cherubin. And look who's moved up to 6th place now. He started the lap in 8th, up to 6th place now, Gabriel Perez.
Yeah, good stuff. Oh my God, the battle for the lead again. I'm losing my voice. Just wait. Here's Julian Dunn. He's out of the final corner. I'm going to lose my voice if I watch this. Spin up. Is that Jim Lewitz?
Yes.
It's the final chicane, right?
Yeah, it is. It's Jim Lewitz, and he tell you what, he's done a good job to hold on to that one. Battle for the lead still ongoing here, and here comes Arnoldus round the outside. We've seen this move done before. On the previous lap, we're done, but Dunn holds on to that lead for the time being here, Jonathan.
Yeah, I like my chances of Julian Dunn around the outside into the first corner. Look at Gabriel Perez, very close to Peter Huggins. So Perez started 18th. He's currently in a 5th position. Ashley Beard started in 17th, currently in 7th. But Peter Huggins has driven a very consistent race. And it's a bit of breathing room right now for Cherubin in P3. So, Paul, this battle was for P4. And now, after Jose Pleguezuelas' spin, it's turned into a battle for that final podium position.
Yeah, and what a battle it's been all the way through this race. We're at the halfway point of the race as well already, Jonathan. This is flown by. Oh, Perez just getting it a little bit wrong on the exit of Degner 2. It went and rode over the curb, and your car, if it bottoms out on the curb there, it can lose it. And well, look at the lead battle now, Jonathan.
Yep, Dunn got a bit tail happy out of the hairpin, and here's Martin Arnoldus. Can he sail around the outside? But Julian Dunn is just on it when it comes to braking. Maintains the lead yet again. He's led 5 laps of this event. The other 2 have gone to Arnoldus. And Dunn at the end of this lap, I was going to say, could possibly lead his 6th, but Arnoldus has another shot here. Into 130R they come. Oh gosh, I'm getting a bit... Oh man, wasn't sure what was going to happen there. Arnoldus patient as he sent it up the inside. I think he's quite experienced to not do that. And they go through the final chicane. So we'll have a breather quickly for about 15 seconds probably while these battles take place. Halfway through the event, Julian Dunn leads by half a second. And Martin Arnoldus right behind in second. That's your battle for the lead. That's been ongoing all race. The battle for the final podium position, Massimiliano Cherubin in 3rd. He's followed by Peter Huggins, Gabriel Perez, Vicent Roig, and Ashley Beard. They're all continuing to scrap away here on the front straight. They all form up, though, once again. Ashley Beard, 7th. Aurelian Jim Lewitz after that spin at the final chicane. He's in 8th. The rest of the top 10, David Dendelo and Matthew Vincenti. We have 3 retirements in this event. Carlos Quelez, Samuel Clark, and Eric Yeager out of our 20-car field. So 17 cars still remaining. Our field, by the way, Paul, halfway through this event, are spread out by 20 seconds. You talk about a competitive championship. This Pro Mazda community is not only just so respectful, but everyone gets along with each other. It's just a great community to get into. And we know Julian Dunn, he's come back to the series, and that's one of the good reasons that makes the series so good. You know, it's a friendly, helpful community, lots of setup options in the forums. It's the kind of series you want to join when you first come to iRacing.
Yeah, absolutely, and if you're going down the single-seater route, you can't get any better community than this one, that's for sure. These guys are competitive, but they're also work together, because at the end of the day, you want to have competitive racing every time, and that is certainly what you're getting here today. And I will say, hats off to Massimiliano Cherubin. He's hung on to that position. He stayed at the front of this queue of traffic all the way through this race. There's not been any change. He's not lost positions in this one and then regained that position. He's held on to it, and well, I'm about to give him the curse of the commentator, because here comes Peter Huggins looking to the inside of 130R, and the lead battle's on as well.
Yeah, the lead battle's on yet again, and that battle for P3 is ongoing yet again. So we're going to have a look at a couple of scraps here across the main straight. These 7 laps remaining as they cross the line, and Arnoldus around the outside of Julian Dunn. So the slipstream so important in this car right now is now... Oh, goodness me, that was close. Oh, still alongside each other there, Paul, but Julian Dunn maintains the lead. How about that battle for P3? Peter Huggins almost collecting Massimiliano Cherubin into turn 1.
And look who's right there now, Gabriel Perez as well. Up 13 positions on this race is Gabriel. So, yeah, it's fantastic. It's great racing. And look at these guys. They're absolutely pushing it to the limit in these Pro Mazdas. And it's breathless. Where do you look at this race? It's just action all on. Oh, Craig Ridley's round. He's in the wall.
Oh, no. Craig Ridley out of the event for one of our best looking liveries out there. It's just so unfortunate.
Oh,
Craig Ridley.
It's into Dunlop and he's got the death wiggle on there, and around he goes into the wall.
Oh, man. So that's part of the game, isn't it? If you do suffer, you have to get that car set up right. You have to be in control. You've got to be consistent. Now, the problem is for Gabriel Perez, he's doing a good job here. But 31 starts this season, Paul. He's only won 3 times. For Martin Arnoldas, 31 starts. He's won 12 times. So that's the difference there for Arnoldas in terms of that championship advantage right now. He's got a 52-point championship lead, and he's well earned there with those race wins.
Yeah, we're headed down to the crunch part of the series as well. You know, this is where you can look. Oh, Ismael Hernandez is round, by the way. He's lost control of the car as the lead battle heats up once again.
Yeah, battle for the final podium position. Alongside each other were Huggins and Cherubin into 130R. Continuing away once again. Oh, whoa, what about Gabriel Perez? Perez into P4, and that was such a brave overtake, Paul.
It was
Gabriel
emphatic.
Perez.
It was emphatic, that's what it was. And yeah, he just saw the opportunity and went, I'm having that, and through he goes. Fantastic for him. Up to 4th place now. Unbelievable.
Yep, great start. He started in the 18th position on the grid. He's had a few gifts with drivers DNFing, spinning off, but he's been consistent, and that's what matters here in the Pro Mazda Championship. So 6 laps remaining as well. Julian Dunn will claim the award of leading the most laps if he comes across the line and actually leads this one. And nobody will steal that award, although you will not gain many bonus points for that, if any at all. So Arnoldas behind wants that race win. It'll be his 13th of the season if he can get it done. Into the hairpin they go.
Oh, Ashley Beard. Ashley Beard's off at Degner's. What on earth has happened there for him? And he's got onto the grass and the AstroTurf on the exit of Degner 1. It's so easy to do, and then ends up in the wall in Degner 2. And
he's almost collected Aurelian Jimlowicz there, so that was, well, could have ended Jimlowicz's race, but he's behind Vicent Roig for P6. Nowhere past for Aurelian. So he remains in the 7th position here. So we've had now 5 total retirements. Ashley Beard and Craig Ridley join Carlos Quelles, Samuel Clark, and Eric Yeager
leader
for the lead. Yep. Here they go. Arnoldas up the inside again. It just, Dunn is just so good.
Oh, P3. Gabriel Perez is through. He's up to 3rd place now. Cherubin's finally lost that position. He's going to try and fight back here around the outside of Casio Triangle. He's not going to do it. And that's going to be Perez through into 3rd place.
And that's going to compromise his exit, because have a look at Peter Huggins. Oh, squeezing himself up the inside, right up close to the wall there. He could have actually collected the wall on the way through, but he's got the tow from Gabriel Perez. Perez sails to the racing line. What can Huggins do here? Into the first corner, he gets a bit tail happy. Perez, though, has the advantage, and they're still alongside each other into the first few corners through the S's. And it looks like Cherubin will maintain P4 there after that poor exit out of the Casio Triangle. Spectacular battling once again.
It is, and your lead battle was close, but not able
and they collected each other. Sorry, Paul. Huggins and Cherubin, they've collected each other there just on the entrance to Dunlop Curve. Cherubin's race is over. That rear wing's done. His race is over, and oh my goodness, Huggins just had a bit of a brain lapse, and I think he's got terminal suspension damage too.
Yeah, he's struggling to get that car to the end. In fact, he's going to park it here. So Huggins is out now. Oh, that queue of cars that we had, that was about 6 cars, it's now down to, well, 2 or 3 here for 4th place. That's about it, really, now.
Oh, man. So Julian Dunn, actually, while all that happened, he's got a 0.7 of a second advantage. Has he broken the toe there, Paul, from Martin Arnoldus?
He's going to be very close to the edge of the toe now. That's certainly going to be an issue here for Arnoldus. He needs to get in closer there. We've only got the next lap is going to be 4 laps remaining. So this one is definitely going to be an interesting one here into the Casio Triangle once again. Look at how much of the curb that Dunn takes on that first part of the triangle. Your car needs to be set up well to do that. Aurelian Gimlovich in towards the chicane, trying to make the move on Perez. Perez leaving the room there, but getting the good run out the chicane.
Yeah, and Trent Roy has dropped down to 6th, so David Dendelo is in the 5th position. He's also snatched the position away. The 2 teammates here of Jim Lewis and Dendelo. Are they communicating, or are they going to keep battling away? It looks like they're going to battle. Dendelo around the outside. There's no room for him, and he's actually, oh goodness, he's fallen asleep. He's allowed Roig up the inside. Roig through the S's. Oh, good stuff. Dendelo's lost it. He's lost it. He's on the middle of the racetrack. He gets out of the way. What about that, Paul? Jose Pleguezelos, a man fighting for the lead earlier on in the event, is now recovered into P6.
Don't forget, he went down to 15th in this race. So that's a great recovery from him to get back up and get that sort of position. Dendelo under pressure, Harley Lewis. And Lewis, look at this, down in towards the Degners now, and, well, sensible minds prevailed there, and Ellis made sure that he just dropped back behind Lewis, and will try again later.
Yeah, good stuff from Amrani Elias, and he's going into the hairpin now. He's a teammate of Aurelian Jim Lewis and also David Dendelo, who's spun earlier on this lap, so they continue away. Now that battle for the lead, Arnoldus creeping in. There'll be 3 laps remaining as they cross the line. He could get the move done into 130 hours. There they are, side by side. Arnoldus sails past. Brilliant move. Will Dunn fight back into the Casio Triangle? Yes, he will, but there's no room for him around the outside. He has to go for the undercut here out of the final chicane.
He went for the exit out that chicane. He compromised his entry a little bit to get the superior line out of it. It didn't quite work out for him, but he is in the slipstream here. He's done. He's looking at that gearbox, the car in front. He's not going to be close enough to make that move at the moment, so maybe save himself for the next lap, but he's showing himself in the mirrors of an Arnoldus. He wants that position back. He wants that lead back, but with 3 laps remaining, time is starting to run out here, but not all hope is lost yet. These two, they could still swap a couple of times. Yep,
so these cars have produced some brilliant battling, and we know in the future as well, the Pro Mazda, the Tatus PM18 will be released sometime in 2018, so that will serve as the new Pro Mazda car, and it can provide an update to the current 2nd generation Pro Mazda we use, although this racing is spectacular. Almost don't want to replace this car as the battle for the lead continues, heading into the hairpin. But you can also renew your iRacing subscription, do the double whammy, and get the new Pro Mazda and the iRacing subscription at the same time. It's only $82.50, regular price of $110 for a 1-year renewal, and obviously $149.25 for a 2-year renewal, almost a $50 saving. So get involved for those active memberships, renew them, and you can race in 2018. Look at Dunn, though, through Spoon Curve, Paul. Awful. He's almost lost the car. This stage of the race is absolutely horrible for Julian Dunn.
It is, but he's in that dirty air. These cars, they don't really rely too much on the downforce. There's more sort of mechanical grip, but the downforce from those wings does help. But Dunn now in that slipstream, it's really helping him here along in towards the Casio Triangle once again. Do that line, compromise your leader's line through the chicane, get the run out the corner. We've seen it happen many a time, and Dunn just can't seem to get that exit right, although he is a bit closer than last time by, so he can get that slipstream. He's going to look to the outside because Arnoldus is going to hold that inside, and we've seen Dunn. Oh no, he's got the inside! It's on the grass there! Unbelievable! He's forced his way through still though. Fantastic work from Dunn there. Arnoldus had to be aware of where he was as well. That could have been a major accident, but bravery from Dunn there.
No, that was almost like, as Jose Pleguezuelos now into P5, past Vincent Roig, that was almost like Hamilton and Rosberg at Spain in 2016, remember? Those two were so close to each other. And Arnoldus now back into P2. Now, I always thought, Paul, based on what happened earlier on in the event, it was Julian Dunn around the outside of turn number 1. That was his strong point. And he didn't use it, and he went straight for the inside line there. Well, I mean, not even the inside line. He took off the racetrack to make that move. Are they going to protest that?
Well, I mean, the thing is, you know, he'd shown that outside move a few times. You do the opposite then towards the end of the race to show, hang on a second, I'm not a, you know, one-trick pony here. I could do it the other way as well. But Dunn was trying his luck there, and it's a good job that Arnoldus is you know, these two are two drivers who are aware of each other's surroundings, aware of where the other cars are on track, and there's a great deal of respect between them as well. And certainly those two, they're going to carry on fighting it out here as we're heading towards the start of the final lap here, Jonathan.
Yeah, we'll try and get a word out of Martin Arnoldus at the end of this event, but so far you'll probably be breathless because he's been battling since the first lap of the event. These two share the front row. They've been sharing P1 and P2 throughout the event. Second last time through the hairpin. Here they come. Dunn defends, but he runs deep into that final chicane. They will cross the line. The white flag will wave, and this will be the final lap of the event for week 9. Here's Arnoldus around the outside. Alongside each other for the lead. They made contact, but they remain in a straight line. One more time through turn number 1 and 2. Arnoldus around the outside. Dunn up the inside. Oh, contact is made. Arnoldus off into the wall. Oh, man. And that's his race. Well, he continues. No damage for Arnoldus. Can he defend from Gabriel Perez? He's got about 5 seconds down the road to wait for Perez. But how about that, Paul? Final lap of the event. Contact was inevitable, and Julian Dunn at the moment will run away with the victory.
I think Julian Dunn just carried a little bit too much speed into that first corner, or into the second corner, should I say. He's just kept it on the inside and got laid on the brakes. The car's drifted out. It's the rear end that's drifted out. He got a wiggle there, and that's what sent him into Arnoldus there. I know he won't be, he'll be apologetic about it, and he wouldn't have meant to have done that. But wow, just carrying that little bit too much speed, and that's it. The back end comes out and collects Arnoldus.
Yep, so Perez has P3 at the moment, and he's right behind Arnoldus, his championship challenger. So, oh man, it had to be. They had such a clean race. They got too feisty on that final lap. And it looks like Julian Dunn will claim what will be his fourth, well, not his fourth victory of the season, excuse me, his 17th victory of the season in 24 attempts. How about that percentage? Julian Dunn is just absolutely sublime, although he entered this round 6th in the championship, so it doesn't mean everything. He hasn't attended all the weeks at the moment. He comes to the final chicane one more time. Through the Casio triangle he comes. He will lead 12 out of the 16 laps of this event. Julian Dunn claims victory for week number 9 of the Pro Mazda Championship. He was sublime throughout the event. Last lap drama, but he ended up in top. Martin Arnoldus will come home in second. Rounding out the final podium position, actually, will be... Now, our timing screen's playing up, but at least I've seen Gabriel Perez come across the line. Correct, Paul? Yes. Gabriel Perez in third. So Perez does indeed finish on the podium after starting in the 18th position. What an event for Gabriel Perez, just in front of Aurelian Jim Lewis. And Jose Pleguezuelos recovers to P5 in the end. What an event, though, in there.
We've had drama as well on the last corner. Harley Lewis got a car on the inside that was number 16, David Denelot, and got pushed around into the wall there. So Harley Lewis ends up losing a couple at the end.
Oh, goodness. Yep, so Lewis not happy with that for sure. And well, his safety rating will take a hit as well, but on the final lap, he ended up crossing the line in the end. Harley Lewis in 12th. He should have been better, at least in P9, wasn't it, when he was coming out of that final chicane. What an event, though, Paul, for Julian Dunn. We mustn't forget, yes, it was last lap drama, but just robust defending that Pro Mazda vehicle.
It was robust is the word to use. As I say, it was just that little bit too much speed carried through into turn 2, and that sent the back end round into Martin Arnoldus, and yeah, around he went into the... he was lucky to be able to carry on with the hit he took, but able to finish second place. It's good points for the championship, but hard-fought race and exciting to watch.
So, Martin Arnoldus is now, at least the battle between him and Julian Dunn are 2 and 3. So Julian Dunn's won 3. Arnoldus has 2 victories, so this is very important for Julian Dunn. But let's have a look at the final race results. So in just over half an hour, it was Julian Dunn who led 12 laps of the event and claims his 17th victory of the season in 24 attempts, perfect for his championship charge. Martin Arnoldus came home in second, and rounding out the podium from 18th on the grid was our last season champion, Gabriel Perez. He was followed closely behind by Aurelian Jim Lewitz, followed by Jose Pleguezuelas, who had a shot at victory, but he all butchered it towards the middle stage of this event by spinning all on his own through the S's. Vicente Roig in 6th, followed by Matthew Vicente, rounding out the top 10. It's Jeroen Rademacher, David Dendelo, and Amrani Elias in the 10th position. Ismael Hernandez, Harley Lewis. We know what happened to Harley in the end in that 12th position. Spun around by Dendelo coming out of that final chicane on the final lap. Claude Lassard, haven't spoken about him much this event, but he came home in 13th, just behind Harley Lewis. And Massimiliano Cherubin, who had a shot at that podium position. He really just... The trouble in this race for a lot of drivers was the moral of the story. He was our last driver to cross the line unscathed. So at DNFs, Peter Huggins, Ashley Beard, Craig Ridley, Carlos Quelles as well, followed by Eric Yeager and Samuel Clark in the early laps. What an event it was, Paul. We'll speak to Martin Arnoldus in a second, but I'm just breathless. Pro Mazda, brilliant racing.
You say the last of the drivers to finish unscathed. If you looked at Cherubin's car, it was not unscathed, that's for sure, after that incident that we saw earlier in the race. But yeah, breathless, exciting racing. That's what you get with these Pro Mazdas. Not the greatest amount of downforce on the wings. It means that they can follow each other. It's great for close racing, and that's what we saw today.
Yeah, definitely. Martin Arnoldus joins us for some pro or post-race interviews. I was about to say pro-race interviews because the Pro Series is coming up soon. I'm excited for that. But Martin, what an event. Disappointing in the end for you, but just talk about your race there. You shared the front row with Julian, and just throughout the event, you two just could not take a break from each other.
Yeah, it was a good show, isn't it? Great. It was a great race. Yesterday, we had the same race, but the same pass, and we had netcode, so I was yesterday the lucky one, but he got the big spot, the big race, so unfortunately.
But you're disappointed as well, because now he's 3-2 up on you in your head-to-head battle, isn't he?
If you include Monza, yeah, 3-2, and he's a little bit better in qualifying, so, but I was close today.
Now, talk about the Pro Mazda Championship in general, because every time I've jumped into one of these races, I've absolutely enjoyed it. Quick sprint races. There's a new car coming out in 2018. Sell the series for us.
Yeah, there are more people coming back. Julian does a great job with setups, so everyone can use the setups from him and tweak them. Broadcast a new car coming up. Great community, so that's why maybe people like to drive in this series.
Yeah, perfect. Anything else you want to say before you leave? Because I mean, I felt that race was just... I mean, surely you're breathless after that. You said you had the same type of battle yesterday, but I just thought, like, it's just amazing. Is this a common theme for you guys in the Pro Mazda Championship?
Yeah, it was amazing. You are in a zone or something, in a trance, and he defended very well. So this one is for him, and maybe next one, maybe for me. So it was great show, and I'm happy.
No, perfect. Thanks for joining us again, Martin. Brilliant event there, Paul, from Martin Arnoldus. Now, before we leave, just one few last comments. Gabriel Perez didn't set a qualifying time, comes home in P3. What's the key for that to make your way through the field? Because you've had a few events like that, Paul, too, where you've started down the back, you've made your way through and earned a great race results. Is it just consistency? Is it setting up the car right? Is there a secret to it?
Basically, I was going to say about that is you look at his race lap times; they're very consistent. The consistency that he has in that, even though he was battling with people, with Perez, able to work his way through. He got lucky with a couple of things happening with people going off, but overall, able to just keep his patience, know when to make those moves and make them stick, and taking the opportunities which we saw down into the chicane as well. That was definitely what he got from that, and yeah. Great drive from him to come from 18th to finish 3rd.
Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. And so, anything else, Martin, you want to say?
Yeah, about Gabriel is, you think he's gone, but he's never gone. Like in the morning, we did also one, and I just made the mistake, and he came back. He come always back, always. He's never disappeared. So I'm more nervous about him than Julian sometimes, but I know Julian is just fast, and Gabriel, he can always try to. He can always beat you anyway on any moment.
Yeah, and I mean that's how he won the championship too at Watkins Glen. That was a bit of a wreck fest, that race, but he was just stayed consistent. You know, he got those points. So know exactly what you're saying about Gabriel Perez. But for us, it's time to wrap up for the Pro Mazda Championship for Week 9. You know what? I'm looking forward to our next event on RaceSpotTV. Stay tuned as always. You can visit the RaceSpot.tv website for more information, as well as iRacing.com. The Pro Mazda Championship will be traveling to Watkins Glen in the USA for 17 laps of racing next week. That hosts Week 10 action of the championship. Coverage will begin, well, I mean, stay tuned as always. What broadcast are we covering next? I forgot. Surely soon. We're covering Week 11. That's it, at Spa. So that will be at 7:45 p.m. GMT. That's on the 25th of November on the Saturday. Thanks all you viewers for joining us again. You know, we always have some good comments, good viewers. Stay tuned as always for more information. Paul Smith's joined alongside Jonathan Simon here in the commentary booth. Hugo Luis behind the scenes on production. And all those other names helping us out here today. Istvan Below, Andreas Werner, Simon Grossman, and Nick Thiessen for all their work. This has been a RaceSpot TV presentation broadcasted on iRacing Live. We say so long from Suzuka.